What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. Evictions and foreclosures. Shout out to BGS Ib Moore. He put up something about Dr. Jack Ramis. I hope I say it right. Talking about how the with the eviction moratorium about to get lifted, and more people about to get evicted, and foreclosures and forbearances and all that. You know, because people took the year off of paying their mortgage, and now you don't have to pay it, and some people may still be unemployed or underemployed and not able to afford it. Well, here's the thing that we got to talk about now. I'm in Houston, Texas, and I've called around. I got family still in Chicago, folks in New Orleans, Atlanta, Arizona, California, Tennessee, pretty much nobody in New York, Philly, like I got family everywhere for a lot of different places. And what I've Colorado. So the consensus is there's apartment complexes popping up everywhere. And people are trying to figure out, well, there's less subdivisions being made. Homes you're more expensive but smaller. And then on top of that, and then you got these super mega homes that nobody can really afford, that people, like rich people, are trying to sell, but don't nobody want to buy them because they just it's just too, it's just extremely too high for quote unquote older property, that so it's going to drain people tax wise. So in the midst of all this, you got a boom bust coming in the housing market, because there's going to be people are looking for houses to buy. People, it's like a buying war where people are buying houses sight unseen personally, not just because of the pandemic, not even if pictures come up. People are in the housing market like, hey, is a house coming up? Well, they're using their networks and connections to buy a house before it really hits the market. So when it hits the market, it's already taken. Because, these mortgages are still a lot less, or not a lot less, but still less. Mortgage with all taxes and all that included is still less than rent with all of these new apartment complexes coming up. So, but here's the thing about it. Those closing costs and that money down, everybody ain't got that. And some families help you, some people on your own. So that's a whole nother ball game. So the people who got into the housing market years ago don't have these issues right now. But your issue is probably employment, which means people are banking on the fact that you're going to get evicted and your house is going to get foreclosed on, and somebody's going to buy it. So you're going to have people sitting back looking for people to lose their homes so they can swoop in, and you're going to get people sitting back waiting on you to lose your home so you can get an apartment. Or you got evicted from this apartment, now you got to go to this apartment, and guess what? They're about to jam you up. And with the COVID thing, you got people trying to move home, and you got older people dying, and you got people, moving back home in those circumstances. But you also got people who can't take in anybody. They may be, states apart. So now you on your own where you at, and you don't necessarily want to go back to your hometown because maybe it's just not you, anymore. So you're stuck. So now, I'm looking at apartments and apartment complexes, and people are going to, people don't want to go downward in lifestyle. So these quote unquote trash type apartments, or these old apartment complexes, you got some people like, well, they're still cheaper than everybody else, and this one I can afford, so I'm going to be here. But even those older complexes, they're raising the price so much that they're going to make nearly just as much money on their older stuff than the people with the newer stuff. So and now, thus people are trying to couple up. Now you're seeing people trying to be couples and we're going to make a relationship and make it work. And a lot of it has to do with the possibility of homelessness. I saw an article, I don't know if it's true or not. There's like an underground, type of community in Las Vegas where people are living underground. We had the people doing the van type movement. We got the tiny house people. These are all signs that people can't afford the America that we're living in right now. And on top of that, you got the vast majority of the white population being over, 50 senior citizens, 55 and up. So you got to watch that dynamic, because not just with the COVID thing, but just with the family, maybe trying to rush these people to death so they could try to get an inheritance. Because I've seen so many older people recently, they just pass away. And either the house goes for sale or the family moves in. It's one or the other. But more so that they sell the house. There's more that happens more often than not. So it's about to get interesting. So like, share, subscribe, try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.